All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here we go, set, 60 Pittsburgh. Tighten this up, boy, tighten the left, tighten the left, move.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Let's go now. 50, plant. Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Lucas. He finds Beckham complete. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 40.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory, right at the 40. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Let's go. 8, read. Right, 58, right there. Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 58, come on. 58, come on. Hey. Team, we got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
From the gun, Lucas. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Damian Ratley, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set. 180. 44 to Mike. Drop deep, drop deep. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Let's go.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
And they'll try Michel here running on the right side. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready. Let's set. Ready. Mike, don't get nervous. Check 3. Check 3.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Get ready. Get ready. Check 53. I'm coming for you.
Now Newton on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Off play action. Newton. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
Play action. It's Newton. Now a short one to Gesicki. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Browns drive about to get started. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. It's that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
First down, Cleveland.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Come on, set. 18 Gators.
Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the gun, Lucas. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, that fell harmlessly to the ground. He's got a 1st down and more past the 30. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Milano has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And now off to the races down the right side. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started.
I got you. I got you.
On 1st and 10, Lucas. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
44 to mine. All day, baby, all day. You draw Corker.
Throwing on 1st down, Lucas. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double time, double time. Hey. You got 3, you got 3. 3 down, 3 down.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Vaughn. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
Ready. Check 53 is mine. All day, baby, all day.
Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Logan. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 36.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Off. Pick up the ball. Express. 53, check 53. Watch the curl.
Again, Newton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Yo. Hey, exit. Ready?
From the gun, Lucas. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That's taken it around the 40. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Set.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Now a play fake, and it's Newton. And that is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
From the gun, here's Newton. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Newton now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Vaughn. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another 1st. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Mike, 53, Mike, stop your whining.
Now Newton on 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And it's a Bills touchdown. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jones has it. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
On second and a couple. Newton, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 39-yard line. Now a give right side. Vaughn, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Switch. No, Mike 51. Mike 51.
On 2nd and 12, Newton. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? Now a give right side. It's Vaughn. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. That's kind of an interesting decision. One-score game, third quarter. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on the limb on this one and go for it. Here's why. If I set it up right now and go get the touchdown, I'm in firm control of this ball game, and my team has a ton of confidence. If I don't get it, hey, I rely on my defense. And if somehow they go downfield on me and score, so be it. I want to be in control and in firm control right now.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He finds Taylor, complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Hey, wahoo!
They run again on first down, Chubb. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pilot, 64, weak. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. 5.
They'll try the draw now with Chubb, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Man, I got you. Man.
Operating from the gun, Lucas. He's going to take a shot for the... And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the 50, Newton. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down in the hands of the wrong team.
The Browns drive about to get started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lucas. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Some good gains going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, Lucas. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Matt Milano in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Hey, Delta.
2nd and 15. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, Lucas. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. A 4th and very long coming up. You're out of field goal range. I don't know that you can go for this.
Well, I know that you want to, right? You know that they want to say, hey, let's go for this. We've got the perfect play drawn up. Let's do it. But I wouldn't go for it either. I agree with you totally. You're only down 1 score. Punt it. Let your defense pick you up.
A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Bills on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be third and a mile.
Go. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. You remember who?
Operating from the gun. Newton. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They'll run on first down. Hilliard, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Now they go screen. It's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. From the gun, Lucas. It's brought in by Harris. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Switch, X3, 218, jump.
On 4th down, Lucas. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that?
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I'll guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Newton. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
At their own 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here. Odell Beckham Jr. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's able to find Wallace. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, it's Vaughn. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Let's go, D.
On 2nd down now. It's Vaughn. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
Gun.
He'll look to throw. Open man is Kroom, the tight end. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On 1st down, Vaughn. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
Mike. Right here. Back.
On 2nd down, it's Logan. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Now it's Newton. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Buffalo, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a